What's up, YouTube? My name is Big Boy Snacks on TV, aka what kind of snacks you want, because I got plenty going around. As you can tell by the title of the thumbnail and the video itself, this is my WWE Raw review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content that I do on the channel, and go check out my WWE SmackDown review and highlights. And that's all I gotta say. Follow my social media down below in the description. Let's get started. Now, WWE Raw, I might as well say it was a decent show. But the one thing I like about Raw was Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes segment. That was the best part throughout the entire show. But everything else was just there. All right, WWE Raw was live from Raleigh, North Carolina, Laveno Center. All right, commentary tonight with Joe Testo and Ray Barrett. Then, now, forever together. The WWE video leads us to a show. I love that. I love the intro for the WWE. I love that. The WWE drone flies us over to Raleigh, North Carolina. We live in the Limbo Center. Lee Limbo Center. I'm glad I said it right. Anyway, Lee Limbo Center. Alright, pre-show arrivals. The Usos are shown arriving at the arena earlier today. The Judgment Day is shown entering the arena. They pass by Los Americanos. Rusev is walking backstage. He'll batter Dirty Dominic Mysterio for the WWE Intercontinental Championship later tonight. We go live in the Lenovo Center. Joe Testo and Ray Barrett welcomes us to the show. They discuss WWE Crown Jewel Perth, which is scheduled for October 11th. Alright, video package. Last week on Raw, Rhea Ripley defeated Asuka after the match. Asuka stunned Rhea Ripley with the poison mist, so Io Sky ran down for the save. Asuka then attacked her and a recruiting Kairi Sane joining in the fight. Alright, so we get Rhea Ripley addresses the attack by the Kabuki Warriors. This is my brutality. Rhea Ripley makes her way to the ring to a massive ovation. Rhea Ripley is not her usual jovial self following the attack by the Kabuki Warriors. She looks tense as she heads to the ring, taking deep breaths interminably as she walks. Rhea Ripley gets in the ring and says she always knew it would come to this, but there was a little part of her that hoped they could settle this in the ring, like the Warriors she thought they were. What they did to Io Sky crossed the line. Aren't they the ones who claim that Io Sky is their family? This is what they're due tonight. They'll settle things in this ring. Rhea Ripley tells the Kabuki Warriors to come and get her. Io Sky music hits in a sad and dejected. Io Sky walks down to the ring. Io Sky looks to be on the verge of tears, and the Io Sky chant picks up. Io Sky says it breaks her heart to say this, but Rhea Ripley was right about Asuka and Kairi Sane. Rhea Ripley looks at her with compassion. Io Sky says they are their family, and she still loves them. The crowd boos as Io Sky puts her head down in sadness. Asuka and Kairi Sane appear on the Tron. Kairi Sane does not appear to be on board with Asuka. Asuka says it's up to them what happens next. She thought Io Sky everything she knew. She mentored her and paved the way for her. Now she acts like none of what she did matters. Io Sky acts like Rhea Ripley is her family now, but she isn't. Asuka made Io Sky who she is. Asuka made her a champion. Now she acts like she's forgotten her. Asuka says she loves Io Sky, so she'll forgive her if she apologizes to her. She can be like Kairi Sane and be her student. Kairi Sane says they can be a family again. Asuka says it's too late for Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley says Asuka can go to you know what. Asuka looks conflicted with tears welling in her eyes. Rhea Ripley tells Io Sky to trust her. She's been burned by a family before. Io Sky can't go back to them after what they've done. Io Sky looks troubled Io Sky looks troubled. Rhea Ripley puts her hand on her shoulder. Io Sky says, "I'm sorry, Rhea Ripley. I need time. I need time." Io Sky starts to cry and she leaves the ring. The Kabuki Warriors attack Rhea Ripley from behind. Io Sky sobs as she watches Asuka and Kairi Sane double team Rhea Ripley. Io Sky has seen enough and throws Asuka off Rhea Ripley. Kairi Sane stands between Asuka and Io Sky. Kairi Sane tries to reason with her. Kairi Sane gets on her knees to beg Io Sky. As she does, Asuka hits Io Sky in the face with a blue mist. Kairi Sane is shocked that Asuka did that. Rhea Ripley attacks Asuka, but Kairi Sane pulls her off. Rhea Ripley headbutts Kairi Sane and goes for the riptide, but Asuka kicks her. They send Rhea Ripley shoulders first twice into the ring post. Io Sky is writhing in pain. Asuka and Kairi Sane hit Rhea Ripley with a spinning back fist. Asuka pulls Rhea Ripley in the Asuka lock. Puts Rhea Ripley in the Asuka lock. And holds her as Kairi Sane hits an insane elbow. The Kabuki Warriors stand tall as the crowd boos. Alright, the WWE officials run down to separate them. Io Sky is covered in blue mist, even staining her teeth blue. The Kabuki Warriors walk off. A strong start to WWE Raw, with WWE Crown Jewel being in Perth. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors is worth watch in a place where Rhea Ripley is sure to be a major superstar. Asuka's blue mist has been delivering chemical amounts of mist, but it's a great visual. Now I can already tell that they're gonna have the Kabuki Warriors going over Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, but I hope I'm not wrong. But I hope that Rhea Ripley and Io Sky will go over the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka. But it is what it is. This was a good segment to kick off the show. Commercial break. Rusev is making his entrance. He can't get in the ring yet, as the crew is still trying to change the canvas, which was stained by Asuka's blue mist. Replay last Monday on Raw. Dirty Dom offered no help to JD Madonna as he got destroyed by Rusev. Finn Balor is furious with Dominic Mysterio. So we get the first match, WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Rusev versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. And I might as well say, in my honest opinion, this was a good match, man. It is what it is. World Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and JD Madonna escort Dominic Mysterio to the ring before leaving him. Mysterio's AAA Mega Champion will not be on the line. The bell rings and Dominic Mysterio grabs a waistlock. Rusev easily slings him off, so Dominic Mysterio gets out of the ring to rethink his strategy. Rusev chases him into the ring. Dominic Mysterio stomps and punches Rusev as he gets in the ring. Dominic Mysterio hits the ropes and hits a forearm, but Rusev absorbs it. Dominic Mysterio hits the ropes again, but Rusev follows him and the avalanches him. Rusev hits a follow-away slam, followed by a head and arm suplex. Rusev hits a second head and arm suplex. Dominic Mysterio retreats to the corner, so Rusev pulls him up and punches him down. Rusev throws him into the ropes and charge, but Dominic Mysterio pulls the top rope down to get him out of the ring. Dominic Mysterio knocks him off the apron and goes for a plancha, but Rusev hits him with a follow-away slam on the commentary table. So we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Dominic Mysterio knees out of a submission hold. Dominic Mysterio hits a jawbreaker and hits the ropes. Dominic Mysterio ducks a pair of clotheslines and hits a running hurricanrana. Dominic Mysterio avalanches him in the corner. Rusev reverses a whip to the opposite corner, but Dominic Mysterio twists out of the way. Dominic Mysterio snaps Rusev off the top rope and hits a slingshot moonsault plancha for a 1 count. The crowd is really into Dominic Mysterio. Hooks Rusev's head and sets up for the Three Amigos, but he can't get Rusev off his feet. Rusev charged, but Dominic Mysterio drops him into position. Dominic Mysterio hits the ropes for a 619, but Rusev turns him inside out with a clothesline. The crowd boos Rusev as he stumps the mat to signal for the accolade. Dominic Mysterio rolls out of the ring to avoid it. Rusev follows him out, so Dominic Mysterio drives him ribs first into the ring steps. Dominic Mysterio gets him in the ring and hits him with a 619 to the ribs. Dominic Mysterio puts him in position and hits another 619, this time to the face. Dominic Mysterio goes to the top rope for a false splash where Rusev moves. Rusev sides up the Intercontinental Champion and connects with a Mancha kick. 1-2, Dominic Mysterio kicks out. Rusev is already and screams that it's over. Rusev goes for the accolade, but Dominic Mysterio slides out of the ring. Dominic Mysterio grabs his titles and starts to walk off. Rusev stops him and throws him into the ring with the titles. The referee takes the AAA Mega Championship away from Rusev. As he does, Dominic Mysterio hits him with the Intercontinental Championship. Rusev no-sell it, so Dominic Mysterio tosses it to him and takes a bump. The old Eddie Guerrero lie, cheat, and steal move. The referee isn't buying it. Dominic Mysterio begs the referee in the corner. As he does, Rusev grabs him. Dominic Mysterio catches Rusev with a mule kick, low blow, and rolls him up for the win. The referee couldn't see it since he was pressed in the corner. And the winner by pinfall is still your WWE Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. This was a good match, but the way that Dominic Mysterio low blow Rusev, the referee should have won that belt, but the referee let it play out. So it is what it is. The winner of the match by pinfall and still your WWE Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. This was a good match, but I know that AJ Styles is going to get back against Dirty Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. But it is what it is. We'll see how it played out. Rusev is furious as Dominic Mysterio retreats up the ramp with his titles. Decent match with Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Rusev. I love Dominic Mysterio pulling out more tricks from the Eddie Guerrero playbook. He is the biological father after all. The crowd reaction to Dominic Mysterio hasn't displayed it at all. Hashtag WWE Raw. Not Ring General, but Raw General Manager's office. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce is talking with LA Knight. Adam Pearce is trying to convince LA Knight not to get involved in a tornado tag match. LA Knight says he doesn't care about that match because he wants the world title. He's the last man to beat Seth Rollins. The New Day bursts into the room. LA Knight tries to dismiss them, but Kofi Kingston says he's a former world champion and tells him to let the adults talk. LA Knight says he dropped Kofi Kingston tonight and walks off. Kofi Kingston says he won't because he doesn't make matches, but Adam Pearce makes it. That part was funny. Alright, so we go to Parking Lot Garage. Cody Rhodes' buzz is showing in a parking lot. Commercial break. The competitors talk about the upcoming WWE podcast for this week. Video package: the history of Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Replay: last Monday on Raw, Bayley asked Lyra Kira to be in her corner. Bayley defeated Roxanne Perez and then snapped on Lyra Kira. After the match, Lyra Kira looks confused. Alright, so we go to backstage segment. Bayley is walking backstage when she bumps into Lyra Kira. Lyra Kira is cautious about her. Bayley says she has a right to be mad. She's been going through a lot lately. It's not Lyra Kira's fault, but Bayley doesn't think she can do this without her. Lyra Kira says she doesn't know what this is or what she's doing. She can give Bayley any more second chances and walks off. Bayley sadly walks off. So we get Bayley makes her entrance. She'll be in action next. So we go to commercial break. Zuffa Boston is launching in January 2026. So we get Bayley versus Raquel Rodriguez accompanied by the Prodigy Roxanne Perez. And this match right here, I ain't even gonna lie, man. This match right here, I ain't gonna lie. This was okay match for what it was. Bayley looks unsure of herself as the bell rings to start the match. She looks up the Osway and for Lyra Kira, but she isn't coming. Bayley gets herself pumped up and goes after Raquel Rodriguez, but she can't take her down. Bayley ducks a clothesline and goes for a running crossbody, but Raquel Rodriguez catches her. Bailey fights out and slingshots over her. Bailey hits the ropes, but Raquel Rodriguez shoulder tackles her. Bailey sidesteps and avalanches and hits the 10 punches in the corner. Raquel Rodriguez fires back with powerbomb attempt, but Bailey slides off and hits a jawbreaker. Bailey hooks a side headlock and scales the ropes, but Raquel Rodriguez throws her off. Raquel Rodriguez sends Bailey to the corner and hits a running shoulder tackle. Hits a running shoulder thrust. Raquel Rodriguez bounces her off the top turnbuckle and stomps her. Raquel Rodriguez whips her hard into the corner, but Bailey collapses. Raquel Rodriguez grabs her, but Bailey fights back. Raquel Rodriguez quickly gets her in the corner and hits a corner clothesline. Raquel Rodriguez elbows away at her. Bailey fights back and slings her onto the apron before snapping her off the ropes. Bailey connects with a suicide dive before sliding around the corner with a dropkick. Bailey goes for a diving hurricanrana off the apron, but Raquel Rodriguez catches her and slams her into the barricade. Commercial break. We come back from break to see Bailey dropkick Raquel Rodriguez out of the ring. Bailey leaps off the steel steps, but Raquel Rodriguez catches her. Bailey fights back and does the Hardy Boys stunt before hitting a twist of fate on the floor. Bailey gets Raquel Rodriguez in the ring and takes her down with a diving elbow before going to the top rope for a senton bomb to pick up a 2 count. Bailey continues to fight her, but Raquel Rodriguez hits her with a fallaway slam. Raquel Rodriguez hits a slingshot splash for a near fall. Raquel Rodriguez slaps the mat in frustration. They have a major bit of miscommunication before Bailey shouts clothesline, and she takes a clothesline from Raquel Rodriguez. Bailey soon takes her down and applies a figure 4 leg lock, paying tribute to North Carolina most famous wrestler, which is Ric Flair, by the way. Watson Perez rakes Bailey's eyes to help Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez hits Bailey with a clothesline, followed by a Taja bomb for the win. Now, Watson Perez should have been banned from ringside, but it is what it is. But the referee did see it, but the referee did not ban didn't ban Watson Perez. But anyway, the winner by pinfall, Raquel Rodriguez. This match was okay for what it was. The Judgment Day starts to double team Bailey before Lyra Kira recurrently makes the save. Lyra Kira his Raquel Rodriguez. Lyra Kira hits Watson Perez with their clothesline before attacking Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez takes Lyra Kira down, and Watson Perez follows up with a cartwheel double knee to the neck. Bailey starts to snap and knees Raquel Rodriguez in the face, punching away at her. Bailey hits Watson Perez with a swinging backbreaker before hitting Raquel Rodriguez with a clothesline over the top rope. A furious Bailey looks back at Lyra Kira before crackling and helping Lyra Kira up. Bailey shouts, "Come on, you idiot! Let's get him good job. Let's get him good job." Lyra Kira looks confused. Bailey versus Raquel Rodriguez got pretty ugly at the end. The crowd was barely into it, but definitely popped for Bailey's personality transition. Hashtag WWE Raw. Video package. Last week on Raw, Jey Uso beat LA Knight and left him for dead with the Vision. Jimmy Uso makes the save. Alright. Backstage segment. Jey Uso is pacing when his brother Jimmy Uso walks up to him. Jimmy Uso asks about last week. Jey Uso says helping LA Knight will get them nowhere. He cost them their match at WrestlePalooza. Jimmy Uso says they will no longer help LA Knight if he spend less time helping LA Knight. He'll be world champion again. That's something that Jimmy Uso knows nothing about. Jey Uso realized what he just said and redirected, saying they'll handle the Vision tonight. So we go to WWE medical office. WWE officials are checking on Io Sky. Kairi Sane walks in and begs Io Sky to apologize to Asuka. They can still be friends. Io Sky tells her to leave her alone. Kairi Sane sadly hands them a photo of them with Asuka and in happier times. WWE really, you just gonna have to show the photo in WWE, really WWE of the Kabuki Warriors. That right there showing the photo was just a terrible idea. Anyway, LA Knight versus Andrews. He'll face Kofi Kingston next. Commercial break. So we get the next match. LA Knight versus Kofi Kingston coming by Xavier Woods. And this match right here, this was a good match in my opinion. The bell rings and Kofi Kingston shows up LA Knight. LA Knight shows him back. The referee admonishes them. They lock up and Kofi Kingston powers him to the corner. Kofi Kingston turns him around and goes for a right hand, but LA Knight blocks it. Kofi Kingston fights back and flips through a clothesline before hitting a suplex into a neckbreaker for a 1 count. LA Knight quickly hits a back elbow to take LA Knight down. To take Kofi Kingston down, Kofi Kingston fights back and takes him down before kicking him in the ribs. Kofi Kingston applies an armbar and paintbrush the head. LA Knight fights up and punches out. LA Knight hits the ropes, but Kofi Kingston turns him inside out with the kitchen sink knee to the midsection for a 2 count. Kofi Kingston applies an overhead waist lock. Kofi Kingston fights up. LA Knight fights up, but Kofi Kingston knees him. LA Knight quickly wrenches the arm and pulls on it a few times before hitting a short arm clothesline. LA Knight charged, but Kofi Kingston hits a flapjack onto the top rope. Kofi Kingston charged, but LA Knight hits a back body drop out of the ring. LA Knight bounces Kofi Kingston's face off the barricade several times. Xavier Woods shouts for LA Knight to start. LA Knight positions Kofi Kingston on the apron and elbows him before scaring Xavier Woods off. Kofi Kingston pulls himself over the top rope with a drop kick to LA Knight. Kofi Kingston drives LA Knight's face into the ring post before mocking LA Knight and hitting a splash off the apron. So we go to commercial break. We return from break to see LA Knight fighting back at Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston quickly his feet as he slides out of the ring. Kofi Kingston heads to the top rope and hits a diving tomahawk chop for a 2 count. Kofi Kingston chokes LA Knight on the ropes until the referee backs him away. Xavier Woods gets a cheap shot in, allowing Kofi Kingston to get a 2 count. LA Knight fights back with some body shots. Kofi Kingston kicks back and pushes him into the ropes. Something happens as Kofi Kingston drops down. It looks like Kofi Kingston's knee clipped him in the head. Kofi Kingston is wobbling at ringside after that legit knee. LA Knight shoves him into the barricade and gets him in the ring. The referee checks on LA Knight as LA Knight hits a slingshot shoulder tackle. LA Knight sends him to the corner before hitting a jumping neckbreaker. LA Knight goes to the second rope and does tree tricks and leaps off with a clothesline to Xavier Woods on the apron. Kofi Kingston rolls LA Knight up and gets to his feet on the ropes, but LA Knight kicks out. Kofi Kingston hits a pendulum kick before coming off the top rope, but LA Knight moves. LA Knight was a trouble in paradise. Kofi Kingston flips through and back suplex, but LA Knight immediately comes back with a blunt force trauma for the win. The winner by pinfall, LA Knight. This was a good match. A good match with LA Knight and over Kofi Kingston. That knee to the head created a scary moment, but Kofi Kingston looked to be okay. Alright. Replay. Last Friday on SmackDown, Randy Orton saved the undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, from the Vision. Alright, so we go to the backstage segment. Akira Tozawa and Master Free are talking backstage when Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch confronts them. Becky Lynch says Master Dupree is a failure. Master Dupree says Becky Lynch thinks she's the greatest Becky Lynch. Point out that Sports Illustrated and Bleach report. Bleacher Report also think so, but AJ Lee doesn't, because Akira Tozawa sneakers, so Becky Lynch punches him in the face and walks. Yeah, and walks off. Maxine Dupree checks on Akira Tozawa, so Becky Lynch attacks her from behind. Becky Lynch walks off and sees her husband, World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. She asks if he's okay and need Paul Heyman. Roman Reigns says he needs to do this on his own. Alright, so we go to commercial break. So we get the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins addresses his crown jewel match against the undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. This was the best segment throughout the entire show, and this was a good segment. Seth Rollins was cooking. Alright, burn it down. World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins makes his way to the ring. Seth Rollins looks down at the watch that Cody Rhodes gave him. What they gave him following their epic string of matches in 2022. Seth Rollins questions and intentions of the watch last week on Raw. Seth Rollins listens to the crowd sing his song. Before Seth Rollins can speak, a loud CM Punk chant picks up. Seth Rollins goes to speak, but he's stopped by an OTC chant. The crowd then starts to sing Cody Rhodes' theme. Seth Rollins says Cody Rhodes Seth Rollins says Cody Rhodes versus Seth freaking Rollins. So Cody Rhodes has 3 wins and Seth Rollins has 3 losses. Cody Rhodes thinks that Cody Rhodes thinks that bothers him, but it doesn't, because it doesn't matter. Those matches were in the past. Those versions of Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins are in the past. Those were men trying to reach the top. What matters is crown jewel, because now you got 2 men at the very top with the WWE and World Heavyweight Champion Cody, World Heavyweight Champion. They go at it. They will go 1-on-1 at crown jewel. The winner of that match won't just win the crown jewel championship. The winner will shape their next 10 to 20 years of the industry future. The thing that Seth Rollins doesn't understand is that there are some people out in the crowd watching at home who want Seth Rollins. A Cody chant picks up. The people who sing for him want Cody Rhodes to win that match. They think Cody Rhodes should lead this company into the future. They believe he's the quarterback of the WWE. Seth Rollins asks if we lost their minds. Have you lost your mind? I'm sorry. Seth Rollins is the one that lead this industry into the future. Seth Rollins has done everything right. He stayed here when times got rough. But he brought this company to its golden age. He's taken to the young man Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, and then takes them under his wing, giving them his knowledge to secure their place at the top. Seth Rollins has done it all. Seth Rollins has tried to rid this place of cancers, like Roman Reigns and CM Punk, to still they chant for Cody Rhodes. Alright, wrestling has more than one royal family. Undisputed WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, makes his way to the ring. Cody Rhodes takes his time getting in the ring and removes the jacket. The crowd sings to Cody Rhodes, so he pauses. Seth Rollins looks disconnected. Cody Rhodes asks what Seth Rollins is talking about. The future of the industry seems a bit much. They don't have control over that. The people do. This isn't something they can't control. Seth Rollins can bring Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed under his wing. But he can't control them. Yeah, he can't control them. They appear on SmackDown, which isn't their show. Cody Rhodes doesn't think Seth Rollins sent him. He thinks Mr. Heyman did. When it comes to Seth Rollins and and group who is in control. Seth Rollins says every decision goes through him. Seth Rollins sent them to SmackDown. Seth Rollins didn't receive a message on Raw, so he sent them to SmackDown to see if they could get the message through his breath. Get through his brain. I'm sorry. Cody Rhodes asked if he was the one who allowed Mr. Hangman to announce Brock Lesnar. Seth Rollins looks conflicted about that. Seth Rollins smirks and reiterates that every decision runs through him. The crowd chants something, so Seth Rollins yelling at them that he's the reason they're here. Cody Rhodes says he's trying to have fun here. They should just strip this down to what it's supposed to be about. The crown jewel championship, in Paris, Australia. The WWE champion against the World Heavyweight champion could be that simple. Cody Rhodes would like to think where they've been 20 years. They will be sitting in the back, talking to the future of the industry, and remain consistent. Remain exciting about their matches. It could be useful thinking. Cody Rhodes stands there to help him. At WrestleMania 40, everything was forgotten. He thought Seth Rollins was his friend. Seth Rollins tells him to shut up. Seth Rollins says, "I was never your friend. They was a mean to an end." And WrestleMania 40, Cody Rhodes was the lesser of the two evils. The little scenario about the future will never happen. They never be friends. Seth Rollins will never shake Seth Rollins' hand, calling him the better man, or is it equal what he will do to clear the timeline. At Crown Jewel, everything that happened between them is dead. After the Crown Jewel, Seth Rollins will write a new future. There is only one person who will lead that vision. The person is Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins stares at Cody Rhodes before walking off. This was a good segment throughout the entire show, but everything else on the card was just there. That was a money segment with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. They've been doing a great job with hyping up the PLEs, but falling short on the delivery. Hopefully, the Crown Jewel gets everything back on track. Hashtag WWE Raw. Backstage segment, Rhea Ripley checks on Io Sky, who is still covered in blue mist. Io Sky says she talks to Adam Pearce at Crown Jewel. They'll take on the Kabuki Warriors. Rhea Ripley asks if she's okay with that. She said she saw Io Sky talking to Kairi Sane and wonder if she could trust them. Io Sky says Kairi Sane is lost. Io Sky can go back to them. Rhea Ripley agrees and hugs her. With Io Sky rinses in pain for the miss. Alright. AJ Styles, who will face John Cena for the final time at WWE Crown Jewel, will be in a tag team action next. Raw from Dallas, Texas will go back to starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That is great. Now that's a W right there. Dragon Lee is in the ring with AJ Styles. Says it's an honor to share the ring with AJ Styles, and they are fired. They are unstoppable. Last week, Dragon Lee became the #1 contender for the AAA Mega Champion. That means he's coming for Dominic Mysterio. Alright. AJ Styles AJ Styles says they have something special going on. Maybe they could win some titles. AJ Styles hopes that Dragon Lee will kick Mysterio's teeth in. AJ Styles has a match at Crown Jewel, and thanks to fans, the match is against John Cena. AJ Styles thanks the crowd because he gets to do something his loves. His loves. He gets to beat up John Cena. Tonight they'll kick Los Americanos. You know what? So we get the next match. Tag team match: AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Los Americanos. Rayo Americano and Bravo Americano, accompanied by El Grande Americano. And this tag team match right here, this was just a quick tag team match. Bravo Americano starts against Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee and Bravo into the ropes and counters a sunset flip attempt with a double stomp. Los Americanos gets cross Dragon Lee into the ring post and hits them with a stair drop kick. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Los Americanos double team Dragon Lee. Bravo takes it to Dragon Lee, but Dragon Lee eventually gets away. AJ Styles tags in and takes it to Rayo Americano with a strike combo before Bravo takedown. Taking Bravo down. I'm sorry. AJ Styles hits a sliding forearm on Rayo before being dropped on the apron. AJ Styles knocks him back. Rayo grabs the referee as El Grande Americano gets a cheap shot in on AJ Styles. Dragon Lee takes Rayo down. Bravo takes Dragon Lee down. AJ Styles takes Bravo down before taking El Grande Americano down with a forearm plancha. AJ Styles hits Rayo with a phenomenal forearm. Dragon Lee super kicks Bravo before launches him into AJ Styles. Dragon Lee hits the Royal with a somersault senton plancha in the ring. AJ Styles hits Bravo with the Styles Clash for the win. The winner of the match by pinfall, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Just a match with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee beating Los Americanos. The El Grande Americano thing is kind of getting old, which is I agree with that. I hope Chad Gable gets well soon, because he can get it back on track. Hashtag WWE Raw. Next week on Raw, CM Punk will return to Raw. Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch versus Max Dupree, which is Max Dupree is going to lose to Becky Lynch, so Becky Lynch is going to retain the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lara Kill versus Roxanne Perez. And yeah. Video package, Crown Jewel Championship. Locker room interview. Kathy Kelly is with Women's World Champion Stephanie McCure. She says Tiffany Stratton will be defeated. She'll be the Crown Jewel Champion. WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton says she's not going to lose to someone who has been on top of 2 weeks. At Crown Jewel, it's Tiffany time. But I believe that Stephanie McCurry is going to become double champion. I can definitely see that. But it is what it is. That's just my opinion. WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton will battle Women's World Champion Stephanie McCurry for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship in Paris, Australia on October 11th. I got Stephanie McCurry winning. That's all I gotta say. Arena concurs. A group of fans surrounding the Usos. They make their entrance. The main event is next. Commercial break. Gorilla position. The Vision is backstage in the Gorilla position. The Royal Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins looks to be in a trance. Paul Heyman asks if he's okay. Seth Rollins definitely says he has to be him. Paul Heyman goes to affirm him, but Seth Rollins stops him from speaking. Seth Rollins says, No, Paul Heyman. He says, no, Paul Heyman. You have to be him. Paul Heyman looks concerned before leaving the accompany Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed to the ring. So we get the main event of the evening, tornado tag team match. The Usos, Jimmy Uso, and the main event, Jey Uso versus The Vision, Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed are coming by appointment. I'm so sick and tired of this division every week. Every week it's division. I'm tired of it. So this main event tag team match, I might as well say, this was a decent main event for what it was. Jey Uso catches the Vision with a planche as they make their entrance. Jey Uso sends Bronson Reed into the ring post. Braun Breaker attacks Jimmy Uso in the ring and shoulders him in the corner. Jimmy Uso slingshots over him and kick him in the midsection before hitting an uppercut. Jimmy Uso pressed Braun Breaker into the corner and Jey Uso avalanches him. Bronson Reed runs in and the Usos go back and forth punching him. They did some threat ticks before punching Bronson Reed down in the corner. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker are seated in opposite corners. The Usos get the crowd going and hit them with their running hip attacks. The Usos then hit Braun Breaker with a clothesline over the top rope. They hit the ropes, but Bronson Reed pulls them out of the ring. Jey Uso gets in the ring and Braun Breaker clotheslines him down. Braun Breaker punches Jey Uso as Bronson Reed takes to Jimmy Uso at ringside. Braun Breaker knocks Jey Uso out of the ring and ties Jimmy Uso up. Jey Uso kicks Braun Breaker off the apron. Jimmy Uso sends Braun Breaker over the barricade. Bronson Reed throws a suicide dive from Jey Uso and sends him into the ring steps. Bronson Reed blocks a kick from Jimmy Uso and clears the commentary table. Bronson Reed set up for a jagged edge on Jimmy Uso on the commentary table. Jimmy Uso slides off and super kicks Bronson Reed off the table. Braun Breaker then dives off the barricade with a diving clothesline on Jimmy Uso through the commentary table. So we go to commercial break. Back from the break, Jey Uso is trying to defend himself against the Vision, but they're overwhelming him. Jimmy Uso is still down in the wreckage of the table. Bronson Reed rips Jey Uso's shirt off as Braun Breaker talks trash to the camera. Braun Breaker rips at Jey Uso's face. Bronson Reed sends Jey Uso to the corner, but Jey Uso boosts him back. Jey Uso kicks Braun Breaker and goes to the second rope. Bronson Reed catches a crossbody attempt and hits a world's strongest slam. Bronson Reed pulls Jey Uso up as Braun Breaker hits the ropes at a wild speed for a clothesline. The Vision hits an electric chair bulldog combo. Braun Breaker positions Jey Uso and as Bronson Reed heads up to the top rope. Jimmy Uso pops up and pushes Bronson Reed off the ropes. Jimmy Uso super kicks Braun Breaker, ducks a clothesline and hits a wild pop up Samoa drop. Jimmy Uso heads to the top rope, but Bronson Reed pulls him down for a jagged edge. Braun Breaker then hits Jey Uso with a spear. They stack the Usos on each other as Bronson Reed heads to the top rope. Now, Braun Breaker has one of the best spears in WWE. I don't care what nobody say. Roman Reigns music hits. The OTC, Roman Reigns comes out with a steel chair in hand. We haven't seen Roman Reigns since the beating at Clash in Paris. Roman Reigns hits Braun Breaker with a back body drop over the top rope and squares off against the tribal thief Bronson Reed. Roman Reigns hits Bronson Reed in the midsection with a steel chair and smashes it off his back twice, knocking him out of the ring. Roman Reigns follows him out of the ring and smashes him with the chair twice, knocking him over the barricade. Braun Breaker tries to attack Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns hits him with the chair. The crowd is buzzing. It's loudly buzzing. For Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso super kicks Braun Breaker before Jey Uso hits him with a spear. The Usos heads to the top rope on the opposite sides. They hit Braun Breaker with a double Uso splash. Jey Uso covers for the win. The winner by pinfall, the Usos. This was a decent tornado tag team match. What it was. Roman Reigns quickly gets in the ring and smashes the edge of the chair into the sternum of Braun Breaker. Roman Reigns then smashes his back to knock him out of the ring. Roman Reigns stands tall in the ring and embraces Jey Uso. Roman Reigns gets him fired up as Jimmy Uso watches on. So Jimmy Uso was holding his rib cage. It was looking like what is going on? What is going on? That's what Jimmy Uso reaction was saying. What's going on? What's going on? But like I said, decent tornado tag team match, but it feels like they're just throwing a random stipulation in a few weeks to hide that they keep doing these formula matches over and over again. Even the Roman Reigns return has been done this way few times this year. Law of demolishing returns. And that's all I gotta say. But still, the Roman Reigns return got a great pop and created a good moment to save a so-so episode of WWE Raw. These shows largely feel the same week in the week out. In my honest opinion, everybody's trying to be like Roman Reigns. Jimmy Uso is trying to be like Roman Reigns. Jey Uso is trying to be like Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes is trying to be like Roman Reigns, and Solo Sikoa is trying to be like Roman Reigns. But this feels like the old Bloodline 1.0 and 2.0 Bloodline over and over again. So I think that Roman Reigns is trying to corrupt Jey Uso. You know what I'm saying? I believe that the look on Jimmy Uso's face let us know that Jimmy Uso is going to turn heel on Jey Uso. But I'm just gonna say this: Jimmy Uso, do not turn heel on Jey Uso. If Jimmy Uso turns heel on Jey Uso, everybody's going to crash out. Even Reeves is going to crash out if Jimmy Uso turns on Jey Uso. Reeves is going to crash out. The Daniel Channel is going to crash out. I'm going to crash out. Showstopper TV is going to crash out. Everybody in the wrestling community is going to crash out if that happens. And that's all I gotta say. And WWE Raw goes off the air. Alright, if you guys enjoy my WWE Raw review on highlights, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content that I'm doing on the channel. Follow my social media down below in the description. And let me get my honest opinion what I think about WWE Raw. Now, WWE Raw was a decent show, but there's only one thing I like about Raw. Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes segment. That was the best part throughout the entire show. That was the best segment throughout the entire show, but everything else on Raw was just there. Alright, but anyway, I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your night to watch my WWE Raw review highlights. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for my WWE NXT review and highlights. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. Have a great night, guys. And I'll see you guys tonight of my upcoming world premiere for my WWE Raw review and highlights at 4 o'clock a.m. Standard Time Eastern Time live on YouTube. So everybody be in my world premiere in my chat. So have a great night. Stay safe and always love yourself and treat yourself the way that you want to be treated. And stay too sweet. And I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I cannot wait till October 10th that Battlefield 6 is going to be dropping. And I'm going to be streaming Battlefield 6 live on Twitch on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, and yeah. But anyway, have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.